In this video today, we're diving into the fascinating world of history, specifically focusing on a legendary figure from medieval Spain, El Cid, a warrior who became a legend. So, let's explore this intriguing tale together. Before we begin, subscribe and help us grow our channel. El Cid, born Rodrigo Díaz de Vivar around the year 1043, isn't just a legendary figure locked away in dusty history books. He's a living, breathing part of Spain's identity. His story has everything that makes a great Hollywood epic: a fearless knight, a dramatic fall from grace, battles that shape kingdoms, a loyal wife, exile, redemption, and even a final, mythic ride after death. But what makes El Cid so captivating isn't just the legend. It's the fact that you can still walk in his footsteps today. From his humble birthplace in the Castilian village of Vivar del Cid to the sun-kissed walls of Valencia, where he carved out his own kingdom, Rodrigo's legacy is written into the land itself. He was born in Vivar, a tiny village just outside Burgos, and from a young age, Rodrigo showed signs of greatness. He trained as a knight, learned the ways of war, and quickly rose in the court of King Sancho II of Castile. When Sancho was assassinated and his brother Alfonso VI took the throne, things took a dark turn. Rodrigo, once favored, was accused of disloyalty and treason. Some say it was political jealousy. Others believe he may have challenged the new king's authority too directly. Whatever the truth, the result was exile. But Rodrigo was not one to fade into obscurity. With his wife Doa Jimena and a loyal band of knights, Rodrigo left Castile and began the most remarkable chapter of his life. In exile, he didn't wither, he thrived. He made a name for himself as a mercenary and strategist, fighting not just for Christian kings but also for Muslim rulers, especially in Zaragoza. Yes, El Cid fought on both sides of the Reconquista, and that's part of what makes him so complex and fascinating. He wasn't just a warrior, he was a negotiator, a tactician, a man who understood the delicate and often treacherous dance of medieval politics. If you visit Zaragoza today, you can explore the Aljaferia Palace, a stunning example of Islamic architecture and a place where Rodrigo once served. Walking through its courtyards, you can imagine the likely alliances he forged and the respect he earned from former enemies. This wasn't just war, it was diplomacy with a blade. Throughout all this, Doa Jimena remained by his side. Their love story is a rare constant in the stormy world of medieval warfare. When Rodrigo was exiled, she followed. When he ruled Valencia, she ruled with him. She wasn't a silent figure in the background, she was a noblewoman of her own power and presence. You can feel the weight of their bond when visiting the San Pedro de Cardega monastery just outside Burgos. It's where Jimena and their daughters stayed during Rodrigo's campaigns and where his remains were kept before being moved to the magnificent Burgos Cathedral. Rodrigo's greatest triumph came in 1094, when he conquered the city of Valencia. This wasn't a symbolic victory, it was a real one. He held the city against repeated sieges and governed it as an independent lord. For a moment, Rodrigo Díaz de Vivar, a man once branded a traitor, became the ruler of a great Mediterranean city. In Valencia, you can still walk the old quarter and visit sites linked to his rule. Some say his house still stands, and while much of it has been rebuilt, the essence of that era lingers in the stone and air. He died in 1099, but his story didn't end there. Legend tells us that when the Moors besieged Valencia shortly after his death, his followers strapped his body to his horse, Bavieca, and rode him through the enemy lines to inspire fear and rally the troops. The image is unforgettable: a dead man leading the charge, his armor gleaming in the sun, his legacy already burning brighter than any victory. After his death, Jimena held Valencia for a while but was eventually forced to abandon it. Rodrigo's remains were taken back to Burgos, where he now lies in the cathedral beside his beloved wife. Standing before their tomb, beneath the towering spires and stained glass, you feel something powerful: a presence, a legacy, a whisper from the past. El Cid's story was immortalized in the Cantor de Mayo Cid, one of Spain's earliest and most important epic poems. What makes this poem remarkable is how it portrays Rodrigo not as a flawless knight in shining armor, but as a real man, honorable, proud, driven by justice but burdened by exile and the need to provide for his family. It's gritty, raw, and deeply human. Today, El Cid's influence is everywhere. Statues of him, sword raised high, grace plazas across Spain. His name adorns streets, hotels, and even entire tourist routes. The most famous of these is the Camino del Cid, a sprawling 2,000-kilometer journey that traces the path of his exile, battles, and triumphs. Whether you're hiking, biking, or driving, this route takes you through medieval villages, castles, and rugged landscapes that haven't changed much in 1,000 years. Along the way, you'll encounter towns like Atienza, Medinaceli, and Jericho, places that remember Rodrigo not just as a legend, but as a man who truly passed through. Burgos, of course, is central to the story. Its cathedral is one of Spain's most beautiful, a Gothic masterpiece that dominates the skyline. Inside, the tomb of El Cid and Dowa Jimena lies beneath a simple stone slab in the crossing of the transept. Tourists and pilgrims alike stop here in reverence. Nearby, the Museum of El Cid offers a more in-depth look into his life, with artifacts, manuscripts, and interactive displays that bring the world of 11th century Spain to life. Valencia, too, carries traces of his reign. Though the city has grown into a modern Mediterranean metropolis, the spirit of its past still clings to the stones. Walking through its sunlit streets, you can almost hear the clang of swords and the echo of Rodrigo's commands as he defended it against invaders. And don't overlook the quieter spots. Ciudad del Cid, where it all began, is a peaceful place with a small monument marking the hero's birthplace. There's a humility here that feels fitting, a reminder that even the greatest legends start somewhere small. Over the centuries, El Cid has become more than just a historical figure. He's a symbol of Spanish identity, a bridge between cultures, a man who fought for survival and justice in a chaotic world. His story has inspired films, including the epic 1961 movie starring Charlton Heston and Sophia Loren, and more recently, a modern Amazon Prime series exploring his early life and rise to power. These adaptations keep his spirit alive for new generations, proving that even after 900 years, El Cid still captivates the imagination. If you ever find yourself in Spain, take the time to follow his trail. Stand where he stood. Breathe the mountain air he once breathed. Look out over the battlements of a fortress and picture his banner flying in the wind. Because history doesn't live in books, it lives in places, in people, and in the stories we tell again and again. And the story of El Cid, it's one of the greatest ever told. Subscribe to help us grow our channel, and thank you for watching. Click on additional historical videos and let us know what you think and if you want to see a favorite historical person.